I will first import the downloaded TSP genetic algorithm project. Next, let's go ahead and create a new project. And we will copy the code here. And we will need this jar file that I downloaded and used on previous tutorials, and we need it in order to use an SQLite database. So we go to properties and Java build path, and let's go ahead and create a new package. And we will move this driver to that package. And let's copy this, and this would be the driver for data coming from the database, and this would be the driver for data coming from a file. And let's go ahead and create this let's call it cities01 file, and we'll have it contain those cities. And for storing the data in a database, we'll have this class that will create and populate the database. And let's define the URL for the database here. So it will be called data.db, and this is the code that creates and populates the city table that has a name, a latitude, and a longitude, and will populate it with this data, and call it from here after picking up a connection given the URL. And here we will be picking up the data from the database. So let's remove those. And this method does that. So we put them in an array list, and return it. And let's make this static. And let's quickly test run this. Actually, let's first create the database. And let's make sure and now let's run it again, and here we go. So this was the best distance in generation 0, and we ended up with this as the best distance in generation 29. And let's run it again. And this was the hard-coded data, so let's try running this. And finally, let's do the file driver. So let's do the same thing here. Remove the hard-coded data, and let's define the file name. And make this static. And we'll have this static method that picks up the cities from the file and splits the name from the longitude and latitude using commas. And populates and returns an array list of cities. And finally, let's go ahead and do a test run. And maybe try again.